Page 10, Chromatic Fanatic. In this lesson, they're introducing you to chromatic scales. I assume you've already had them, but a chromatic scale is simply a pattern of all half steps. Starting in on any note, it's like a circle. Circle doesn't really have a starting point. Well, a chromatic scale doesn't either, because you can start and end on any note. But you'll notice that in the music, look at Chromatic Fanatic, if the notes tend to go down, they'll use flats. And if the notes tend to go up, they use sharps. Whatever, doesn't matter, as long as you play the right notes. But it's just every note. Fingering-wise, there's different fingerings, and when you get chromatic passages in music, you're liable to finger them however you need to for the music. But as far as just standard fingering goes, there's a couple of them. One is, the most common probably, is you use third finger on the black keys, and 1 or 2 on the whites. So if there's 2 together, there's no black key. Then it's 1 and 2. Otherwise, it's 1. There. So it's 1, 3, 1, 3. And then it's 1, 2, 3. That's chromatic. And the left hand same way. 2. Do them at the same time. You do it here. I suggest you start on a D, because that way it's rhythmic. You're using the same fingers, same black keys. You get the idea. I don't have any videos on chromatic scales because I don't really teach chromatic scales, because that's all it is. I do the other technique stuff on regular scales, but it's good to know and be comfortable. Just keep in mind you're not always going to use only black keys. If I had a chromatic scale that did this, it just goes up a little bit. I'm just going to finger it this way. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it depends on the music as to what fingering I'm going to use. But if it's a longer one, I'm going to start with this fingering, the standard, and then see if it needs to be changed later. So let's look at this over. It's 2 lines long, treble and treble clef to start. Both treble clefs now. 2 sharps in the key signature. We're in the key of D major, so make sure you can do the scales in our pages for D major and D minor, because that's got 2 sharps. And 3/4 time signature. Just take it one-handed. Let's just get the starting here, and they're starting on a 4th rather than a thumb. They could start on a thumb. But again, as I said, in music, you're liable to do whatever. And so there's no need to start on a thumb. I want 3rd finger here, but the 4th finger's there. I just will use it. Here. And there. And then on measure 5, you're going back up. 1. And now watch out, measure 6. Here. I'm just staying there. Here. So I could have gone up. But now I'm out of position to go on. So we change it in the music as we need to. And that's what they've done here. I could have actually done a 3, 4, because then it's easier to reach the C sharp. Here, I could have done that too. Oh, pick fingering. Left hand, well, you're starting here. And then it gets it. In on 4, and then a 2, and then going on down, or up. There. That's fine. Now we put them together. We're only really playing 8th notes in one hand at a time, so it's. And here. Put them together. Then get rid of the hesitations. Go slow. Then we add the articulation. This is pretty much connected. Our dynamics, moderately loud, is the 8th notes. And the sempre legato, that's articulate. Sempre means always. Legato means connect them. That's why I already told you, connect everything. But here it's this is soft. Now, when the left hand takes over here in the 3rd measure, it really needs to sound like one hand played all of that in the first 4 measures. Here. hand played at all. So this is the kicker. So in the third measure, when the left hand comes in, it needs to be that same loudness here. So it sounds like one hand played it. And now you're going to crescendo. Left hand's a little softer here. And then you're moderately loud, go down. So soft. Right hand you can't do anything, you just hold on. Yeah. You don't have to go that fast. The idea is put in the dynamics. As far as the speed goes, any speed, I don't care, just whatever. 1, 2. The eighth notes will slow it down a little bit. It's just. It's up to you on the speed, I don't care. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Because in this piece, you can't really tell what the time signature is. It's just blah. So it's 1. Feel that 1, 2, 3, 1. And remember, when you divide beats up like this, 1 and 2 and 3, and each beat gets just a slight. And when you're practicing it, it was similar to the scales. Do that. Let the wrist collapse a little bit and try every beat. And then every 2 beats. Every 3 beats. Every 4 beats. Just for practice, you don't have to go that fast. The idea is, can you accent any note at any time with any finger? When you can, then you've got the control. So feel these accents, exaggerate them if you have to. Exaggerate them. Try and do a little more with this piece than just play the notes. Okay, I got the notes and let's go on. Try and get into it. What can you do with it? Can you feel these accents? Can you experiment with the dynamics? Try different dynamics. How about super, super, super soft? Yeah. Because that's delicate, that's light, and it's hard to do. On the next page, they're introducing you to flat key scales, but I prefer to use the scale videos, so I'll introduce the flat keys when we get to pieces with flats in them. We'll do it that way.